According to a recent network radio documentary about foxes in the UK, the animals steal livestock. Tell that to any gamekeeper or sheep farmer who deals with the aftermath of that particular crime. At this time of year, young game birds are extremely vulnerable to predation. They're not streetwise, cover crop-wise, and certainly not fox-wise.
3 separate kills, that's 24 quid.
All over the country, keepers such as Sam are on high alert, protecting birds that have left the relative safety of the pen.
Yeah, so here's one of our partridge drives, one of the bigger partridge drives. So we've got maize here, and then we've got a sorghum plot behind you, stretching up around there, undersown with canary grass. So it's something we're trying this year just for the deer, because we have a big problem with deer grazing. They don't like the canary grass because it's so sharp, so we put it in just to give us a little bit of leeway with the deer population on here. So at this point, they've not been out the pens a long time, so it's quite vital they just settle down into the crops and they sort of learn where their home is. So obviously they're susceptible to foxes, but it's not always the killing, it's the constant disturbance. If we've got a fox working this area every night, then you'll find the partridges, they won't be here. They'll move off somewhere else, somewhere quieter, and we've got quite a bit of unkeepered ground around us, so they'll go off and they'll just find sanctuary somewhere else. So we've got to be on with the foxes on here.
You won't believe it, I see bats.
Because of Paul's long-term relationship with Zeiss, he and his team have been given the new range of Zeiss thermal units to test, while helping to prevent thousands of pounds worth of game birds ending up in the jaws of the local foxes.
You can actually quantify fox damage by what you find, especially this year, because the price of birds is so strong this year and has been last year. It's more imperative for commercial shoots to be on it with fox control, and that's where better thermal kit, actually it's a better investment. I shoot 3 more foxes, those foxes might kill 1 partridge a night, 2 partridges a night, and that's a quantifiable saving. Because there is quite a few people now mounting thermals to the roof of their truck, to their T-bars, which would traditionally have lamps on them. Again, for those guys, the connectivity was smooth, like there wasn't lagging.
Paul, Sam, Fraser and Julian are the ones responsible for keeping these birds safe. They've each been given one of the Zeiss DTI thermal spotter range to use at this critical time. There's the lightweight Zeiss DTI 1, the DTI 3 Gen 2 with long battery life, the 4 with its 2,600 metre range, and the customisable DTI 6 that even comes with interchangeable lenses. They've had the kit for nearly a month, so they can feed back to us what they think and how they are using them.
On the underkeeper, I help Sam out, and I also do buttermilk, which is the other bit of ground we've got, primarily a pheasant shoot, so I run that and then come over here and help Sam out with the pheasant partridge birds over here. So one thing that I've really been finding very useful is watching where my birds are actually roosting. So if I'm seeing them roosting over in another tree somewhere else outside the pen, I wouldn't necessarily see that without the thermal, but I can see a lot of heat source over there, and I think, okay, they're spending more time outside, so I can push them more in this way, feed them a slightly different direction, try and pull them back into the pen. Helps me be more aware of where they are.
Even though he's never been a keeper, Julian is the most effective fox shooter on Paul's ground. The reason? Patience and thermal fieldcraft.
There are lots and lots of coveys of partridge around, so being able to see a covey of partridge, you don't want to walk through them, because Sam's not going to be none too happy, or Paul's not happy about that. The moment you see a buff of these partridge go up in the air, at this time of year sometimes you do get the deer run through them, but that gives me some idea, and with this, yes, I was able to get to it as it came to me. Couldn't hear them, but it did give you the shot of all these partridge just clouding up into the air. I know something's there, could be a deer, but in this case it was a fox. So, terrific bit of kit, terrific bit of kit.
Paul is not just prepared for foxes, he's prepared for poachers. Thermals have given the guys the edge in that particular battle.
Whether it's a fox coming in or a poacher coming in, vehicle that's hot, been chasing, and then obviously you've got personnel going across the field. So it's worked well for us. We've caught people with it. They're going to court, coursing deer. So not only are you doing your vermin control, you got eyes on the ground.
There's a fourth.
With batteries charged and ground to cover, we prepare to head out to ensure the birds will have an undisturbed night. Paul is using a new setup he has prepared for long-range shooting. The Sacco S20 and 6.5 PRC with the Zeiss LRP scope on top. It's got a bit more grunt than the 6.5 Creedmoor.
Bigger case, more powder, more boom.
Woo! She kicks up a bit.
Still quite flat then?
Still flat. It is quite punchy, to be fair.
Punchier than you thought? You seem to be reacting to it a bit.
You know, I do like the smaller calibers. They don't kick so much, but I quite like this. You know, a Creedmoor is actually a very soft round. It's it's very comfortable round to use. Doesn't have the kickback. So when you're shooting at target, shooting at live quarry, a lot of the time, if you hold steady and look through and concentrate looking through, you can see the reaction on the animal. You can see the bullet go into the target. Whereas this, she kicks up a bit, she barks a bit, so you get a bit of recoil. Not massive, not 375 standard, but it's you know, you got a bit more recoil, and you lose your target slightly. So
Okay, but potentially a fox later.
we've got some ground. We're probably gonna have a look at it just before dark. We're gonna have a bit of a mooch about.
With foxes to find, we head out. We hear Julian's already got one, but for us it doesn't start well. There are foxes about, but nothing Paul can get onto, especially as another member of the team is using the thermal add-on. Then we head to a dairy farm. Stand after stand produces nothing. Sam scans with the DTI 6 and clocks a pair of young foxes. He goes old school and chucks a lamp on them to allow Paul to take the shot.
Come on, Sam. You're the.
No, to be fair, you done all right there. You done all right.
Thanks, Sam. Got the seal. Am I allowed that again with you?
Yeah, just about.
With this farm just a kilometre away from Sam's cover crop, it's relief all round. For more information about the complete Zeiss DTI thermal range of spotters, go to zeiss.co.uk.